Good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Tamika West Bernard. I'm presiding over the first appearance calendar for this morning for Clayton County Magistrate Court. We do have 2 inmates that require a Spanish interpreter, so I've already sworn in the Spanish interpreter, and she will be interpreting my comments to the inmates that requires one. So please bear with me as I make my opening remarks and allow the interpreter time to interpret my remarks. Okay, you ready, Ms. Bermudez?
I am, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. This is your first appearance here before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Muy buenos días a todos. Esta es su comparecencia inicial ante el Tribunal de Primera Instancia del Condado de Clayton.
We are not here to try your case today or to take a plea.
No estamos acá para juzgar su caso o para aceptar una declaración a cargos.
You are here for the court to inform you of the charges against you,
Usted está acá para que la corte le informe cuáles son los cargos en su contra,
advise you of certain rights,
informarle ciertos derechos
and set bail on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bail.
y fijarle una fianza en aquellos delitos que a la jueza se le autoriza fijarle fianza.
I will also be scheduling your preliminary hearing for today.
Yo también le voy a programar su audiencia preliminar para el día de hoy
And to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney.
y determinar si usted requiere la asistencia de un abogado.
You have the right to remain silent and say nothing.
Usted tiene el derecho de permanecer en silencio y no decir nada,
But should you choose to give up this right,
pero si usted elige renunciar a este derecho,
anything you say during these proceedings may be used against you if your case goes to trial.
cualquier cosa que usted diga durante este procedimiento podría ser usado en su contra si su caso va a juicio.
During these proceedings and all other court proceedings, you have the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Durante este procedimiento y todos los procedimientos posteriores ante esta corte, usted tiene el derecho a la presunción de inocencia hasta que el Estado pruebe su culpabilidad más allá de una duda razonable.
You also have the right to indictment by the grand jury for most felonies or accusation for misdemeanors.
Usted también tiene el derecho a que el gran jurado le formule una acusación para la mayoría de los delitos graves o que se le formule una acusación para los delitos menores.
You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury.
Usted tiene el derecho de tener un juicio público sin demora y ante un jurado.
You also have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine all witnesses who are called to testify against you.
También tiene el derecho de ver, escuchar y contrainterrogar a todos los testigos que sean citados a testificar en su contra.
You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses in your own behalf by subpoena.
Usted tiene el derecho de exigir la asistencia de los testigos para que testifiquen a su favor mediante un citatorio.
You also have the right to testify and offer other evidence in your own defense should you choose to do so.
Usted también tiene el derecho de testificar y presentar pruebas si usted así lo desea.
But should you choose not to do so, no presumption of your guilt may be raised.
Pero si usted elige no hacerlo, con esto no se puede asumir que usted es culpable.
You also have the right to have an attorney represent you during these proceedings and all other court proceedings.
Usted también tiene el derecho de tener un abogado para que lo represente durante este procedimiento y todos los procedimientos posteriores en este tribunal.
Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds pending for your release from jail, pending prosecution of your case.
Alguno de ustedes se le va a permitir que usted pague una fianza sin restricción para permitirle salir de la cárcel, teniendo el cargo o los cargos pendientes para ser procesados.
Your bond may be paid with cash or property.
Su fianza podría ser pagada en efectivo o usando una propiedad.
Or through a commercial bonding company.
O usando una compañía de fianzas.
If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the bond in cash together with any applicable fees to the sheriff's office.
Si usted paga su fianza en efectivo, alguien tiene que llevar la cantidad total de su fianza con las tarifas mandatorias a la comisaría.
Who will hold it until your final court date.
la cual se quedaría con este dinero hasta el final de su corte.
at which time the cash bond will be returned to the person who posted it.
Y en ese momento el dinero en efectivo le sería devuelto a la persona que lo pagó.
If you use a commercial bonding company approved by the sheriff office,
Si usted usa una compañía de fianzas aprobado por la comisaría,
someone will have to pay the company up to 15% of the total bond as their fee for their service.
alguien le tendría que pagar hasta un 15% de la cantidad total de su fianza por sus servicios,
This fee will not be returned.
y esta tarifa no le sería reembolsada.
Someone may also post your bond using their property if they have net equity in the property in an amount equal to 3 times the total amount of the bond.
Alguien también puede usar su propiedad para pagar la fianza si ellos tienen un capital neto en dicha propiedad que sea hasta 3 veces la cantidad total de su fianza.
Some of you will also have special conditions on your bond order that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to or around certain places.
Algunos de ustedes van a tener condiciones especiales que se le prohíben ponerse en contacto con ciertas personas o de que vaya a ciertos lugares.
As a condition of your release, you will also be prohibited from calling or having contact with the alleged victim.
Y una de las condiciones para ponerlo en libertad también es que usted no puede tener contacto con la presunta víctima.
Should you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked.
Si usted no cumple las condiciones de su fianza sería revocada.
And you will not be entitled to another bond while awaiting trial.
Y usted no tendría derecho a otra fianza mientras usted espera ir a juicio.
An additional charge of aggravated stalking,
Adicionalmente, el cargo de persecución ilícita con agravante,
influencing witnesses,
influenciar testigos
or other charges as the law may provide could be brought against you.
y otros cargos, según se permita por ley, se le podrían ser imputados,
For which you could be sentenced up to 10 years in prison and fined up to $20,000.
por los cuales usted podría ser sentenciado hasta 10 años de prisión y una multa de hasta $20,000.
For family members who will assist you in posting bond,
Para los familiares, los cuales le van a ayudar a pagar su fianza,
they will be provided with the information of your bond amount after we have concluded the first appearance calendar for today.
a ellos se le va a dar la información con referencia a su fianza después que hayamos terminado la audiencia de su primera vista en el día de hoy.
If a family member is a victim on the warrant,
Si un pariente es víctima en la orden de arresto
and there's a special condition that you're to have no contact with that family member,
y hay una condición especial que dice que usted no puede tener ningún tipo de contacto con ese pariente,
this would include any spouses.
eso incluye su pareja,
He or she will not be allowed to post bond on your behalf.
a él o a ella no se le va a permitir pagar la fianza por usted.
Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is simply not authorized by law to set bail.
Alguno de ustedes se le acusa de delitos por los cuales a esta juez simplemente no se le permite por ley fijarle una fianza.
In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a superior court judge, and I will inform you of that date during your first appearance hearing today.
En ese caso, una audiencia sería programada ante un juez del Tribunal Superior y yo le informaría la fecha durante su audiencia de primera vista en el día de hoy.
If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized by law to set bail for you today.
Si actualmente usted está bajo libertad condicional, a esta jueza no se le autoriza a otorgarle una fianza en el día de hoy.
Your bond can be reconsidered after your probation officer has an opportunity
Su fianza podría ser tomada en consideración después que su agente de libertad condicional haya tenido la oportunidad
to determine if they wish to file a warrant for violation of your probation.
de determinar si ellos van a presentar una orden de arresto por haber infringido su libertad condicional.
This will usually occur during your preliminary hearing.
Y esto generalmente ocurre durante su audiencia preliminar.
The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine if there's enough evidence
El propósito de la audiencia preliminar es determinar si hay suficientes pruebas
or probable cause to justify keeping you detained until such time as your case goes to trial.
o suficiente motivo fundado para continuar con usted detenido hasta que su caso vaya a juicio.
For those of you charged with misdemeanors only,
Para aquellos de ustedes que se le acusa de delitos menores solamente,
you will have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing.
usted va a tener la opción de renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar.
Waiving your preliminary hearing will not affect your right to post bond.
El renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar no afecta su derecho a pagar fianza,
Your right to have an attorney represent you,
a su derecho de tener un abogado para que lo represente,
or your right to a jury trial.
o el derecho de tener un juicio ante un jurado.
If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived.
Si usted paga su fianza, su audiencia preliminar se cancela automáticamente.
And you will be mailed a notice when to appear in state court for arraignment.
Y a usted le enviarían un citatorio por correo informándole cuándo tiene que presentarse ante el tribunal estatal para su lectura formal de cargos.
If you cannot post bond,
Si usted no puede pagar su fianza,
you may waive your preliminary hearing
usted podría renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar
and be taken before a state court judge,
y ser llevado ante un juez del tribunal estatal.
at which time, if you plead guilty, you will be sentenced.
Y en ese momento, si usted se declara culpable, usted sería sentenciado.
If you plead not guilty, a trial will be scheduled on your behalf.
Y si usted se declara no culpable, le programarían un juicio.
If you choose to have a misdemeanor preliminary hearing,
Si usted elige tener una audiencia preliminar para un delito menor,
your hearing will be scheduled for July 25th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
su audiencia sería programada para el día 25 de julio del 2023 a las 8:30 de la mañana vía Zoom.
For those of you charged with felony offenses,
Para aquellos de ustedes que se le acusa de delitos graves,
you will not have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing.
usted no va a tener la opción de renunciar a tener su audiencia preliminar.
Your preliminary hearing will be scheduled for July 26th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Su audiencia preliminar sería programada para el día 26 de julio del 2023 a las 8:30 de la mañana vía Zoom.
That will conclude my opening remarks.
Esto concluye mis instrucciones de apertura.
At this time, I'll need to swear in each inmate before their first appearance hearing. So if everyone will raise their right hand so I can see them.
En estos momentos yo necesito juramentar a los reos para su comparecencia inicial, o sea que yo necesito que usted levanten sus manos derechas donde yo pueda verla.
Do you swear and affirm
¿Jura usted y afirma
that any information that you give to the court today,
que cualquier información que usted dé ante esta corte en el día de hoy,
including any information you provided on your court-appointed counsel form,
incluyendo cualquier información que usted suministró en su solicitud para que le nombren un abogado de oficio,
will be true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
va a ser correcta y verdadera a su mejor saber y entender?
I need a verbal yes or no.
Yo necesito una respuesta verbal, sí o no.
Sí.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, everyone can lower their hand. At this time, we do have 2 inmates that require an extradition hearing, so I'm going to proceed forward with the extradition hearing for the inmates that require the inmate that requires an interpreter. And then I'll do the second inmate extradition hearing, and then we'll proceed forward with the third inmate, the second inmate that requires an interpreter.
Yes, ma'am. Estino, you.
Okay,
I have both features, Your Honor.
okay, thank you. Sir, if you could state your full name for the record for me.
Señor, si usted podría decir su nombre para que conste en el acta para mí.
Okay. Mi nombre es Eddie, bienvenido Casado.
My name is Eddie, bienvenido, Casado.
Good morning, sir. Again, my name is Judge Tamika West Bernard.
Buenos días, señor. Una vez más, mi nombre es yo soy la jueza Tamika West Bernard.
This hearing is what is called an extradition hearing.
Esta audiencia es lo que se llama una audiencia de extradición.
All the rights that I previously advised you of apply in your case, but your hearing is just a little bit different than the other first appearance hearing that will take place today.
Todos los derechos que yo le acabo de informar le aplican a su caso, pero su audiencia es un poquito diferente a la audiencia de primera vista que estuvimos en el día de hoy.
Let me be clear, you do not have charges pending against you here in Clayton County.
Déjeme decirle claramente que usted no tiene cargos pendientes acá en el condado de Clayton.
You have been brought to the court today because you have charges pending against you in another state.
A usted lo ha traído en la corte en el día de hoy porque usted tiene cargos pendientes en otro estado,
Specifically the state of Pennsylvania.
específicamente en el estado de Pensilvania.
And they're requesting that you return to the state to answer the charges against you.
Y ellos están pidiendo que usted regrese al estado para responder por los cargos en su contra.
Specifically, according to the warrant,
Específicamente, de acuerdo a lo que dice la orden de arresto,
you are a fugitive from justice.
usted es un fugitivo de la justicia.
Due to outstanding warrants in Lalouse County in Pennsylvania.
De acuerdo a lo que dice la orden de arresto, usted tiene cargos pendientes en el condado de Lalouse, en Pensilvania.
This was due to a failure to appear for the charge of possession of controlled substance.
Esto es por falta de comparecencia cuando tenía un cargo pendiente por posesión o tenencia de sustancias controladas.
Because you failed to appear, the state of Pennsylvania is requesting that you return to the state to answer to the charge.
Por el hecho de que usted no compareció, el estado de Pennsylvania está pidiendo que usted regrese al estado para responder por los cargos.
Do you already have an attorney representing you in this matter?
¿Usted ya tiene un abogado para que lo represente en este asunto?
He tenido contacto con mis hermanos, pero me imagino que ellos están en esa diligencia. Allá en la zona de Hazen.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, the interpreter didn't hear the first part of what Mr. Casado said. The interpreter is going to ask Mr. Casado to repeat what he just said. Señor Casado, ¿podría usted repetir lo que usted dijo?
Digo que es probable que mis familiares, incluyendo mis hermanos, ya estén dando los pasos para eso, pero no les puedo dar positivo porque no he podido tener contacto con ellos.
Okay. It's probably that my family members are already working on that, including my brothers, that they've taken the steps to do that. But I cannot tell you so because I haven't been able to get in touch with them.
Okay. Please advise him that this hearing is being conducted pursuant to OCGA Title 17, Chapter 13.
Y esta audiencia está siendo realizada de acuerdo a la ley de Georgia 17, capítulo 13.
As I have previously explained,
Como yo le he explicado anteriormente,
it is alleged that you are charged with a failure to appear.
a usted se alega que a usted se le acusa de falta de comparecencia
For the charges of possessions of a controlled substance.
por el cargo de posesión de sustancias controladas.
In the state of Pennsylvania,
En el estado de Pensilvania,
the state of Pennsylvania is demanding that you return to that state.
y el estado de Pensilvania está exigiendo que usted regrese a ese estado.
You have a choice as to whether you wish to contest the extradition and return and not return to the state of Pennsylvania,
Usted tiene la opción de impugnar o desafiar el proceso de extradición y no regresar al estado de Pensilvania,
or to waive extradition and be returned to the state of Pennsylvania,
o de renunciar al proceso de extradición y regresar al estado de Pensilvania
without going through the formal extradition process.
sin tener que pasar por el proceso formal de extradición.
If you decide that you wish to contest the extradition,
Si usted decide que usted quiere desafiar el proceso de extradición,
the court may commit you to the county jail for an initial period of 30 days.
la corte podría ordenar que usted se quede en la cárcel del condado por 30 días adicionales.
During that time, a warrant will be prepared under the governor's signature for your extradition to the state of Pennsylvania.
Y durante ese tiempo, una orden sería preparada para ser firmada por el gobernador para usted ser extraditado al estado de Pensilvania.
Please be advised that the court is not setting bond for you today because you are alleged to be a fugitive from justice.
A usted se le informa que la corte no le va a fijar una fianza en el día de hoy porque usted es un fugitivo de la justicia.
If you do not wish to voluntarily return to the state of Pennsylvania,
Si usted no desea regresar al estado de Pensilvania voluntariamente,
you may file what they call a writ of habeas corpus to contest the extradition.
usted puede tramitar o presentar lo que se llama una petición de habeas corpus para impugnar el proceso de extradición.
The writ of habeas corpus can only contest 4 things.
Y una petición de habeas corpus solamente puede desafiar 4 cosas.
First, it will be whether the extraditions are in order on their face.
Primero es si los documentos de extradición están en orden según el texto.
Secondly, whether you are charged with a crime that actually exists in the state of Pennsylvania.
Segundo, si usted se le acusa de un delito que realmente existe en el estado de Pensilvania.
And third, whether you are in fact the person named in the request for extradition.
Y tercero, si usted es la persona en realidad que están exigiendo para ser extraditado.
And fourth, whether you are in fact a fugitive from justice.
Y cuarto, si usted es en realidad un fugitivo de la justicia.
You cannot contest the issue of your guilt or innocence in the state of Georgia.
Usted no puede desafiar si usted es culpable o inocente en el estado de Georgia.
You are entitled to the advice of counsel in contesting extradition.
Usted tiene el derecho de tener el consejo o la orientación de un abogado para ver si va a desafiar el proceso de extradición
Or in deciding whether to waive extradition.
o para decidir si usted quiere renunciar al proceso de extradición.
If the state is unable to extradite you within 30 days,
Si el estado no lo puede extraditar a usted durante 30 días,
you will be committed to the county jail for an additional 60 days while awaiting your extradition.
usted se quedaría en la cárcel del condado por 60 días adicionales mientras espera el proceso de extradición.
If the extradition is not completed in 90 days,
Y si el proceso de extradición no se ha completado en 90 días,
then you will be released.
entonces lo pondrían en libertad.
If you decide to voluntarily waive extradition and return to the state of Pennsylvania,
Si usted decide renunciar voluntariamente al proceso de extradición y regresar al estado de Pensilvania,
the state of Pennsylvania will have up to 60 days to travel here to transport you back to the state of Pennsylvania.
el estado de Pensilvania tendría 60 días para venir a buscarlo y llevarlo al estado de Pensilvania.
If they do not come to transport you back to the state of Pennsylvania,
Y si ellos no vienen y lo transportan al estado de Pensilvania,
then you will be released.
entonces lo pondrían en libertad.
Do you have any questions regarding anything I just explained regarding the extradition process?
¿Usted tiene alguna pregunta con relación a lo que yo acabo de explicar con respecto al proceso de extradición?
Sí, tengo algo que
Yes.
decir.
I have a few things to say.
Okay, sir, do you have any questions?
Ok, señor. ¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta?
No, Más bien no una pregunta, sino una,
Uh,
como expresar una inquietud que tengo.
no, I don't have a question. I just want to express a concern that I have.
Okay, sir, but we're not here to try your case today. You cannot contest your guilt, your innocence or guilt in this state.
Ok,
You
señor, pero
understand?
nosotros no estamos acá para juzgar su caso
No, yo
en el día de hoy. No estamos acá para decidir su culpabilidad o inocencia en el día de hoy.
Well, I went to in my country, ¿cómo se llama? Al consulado. I went to the consulado in Dominican Republic because I want to
Okay,
come
so let me stop him. So if you
Señor,
could tell him
déjeme
to stop.
pararlo. Señor, tiene que parar.
So let me stop you, sir.
Déjeme pararlo, señor.
Your only option is to contest extradition here or to waive extradition.
No,
Las
I
únicas
wanna-
opciones que usted tiene en el día de hoy es desafiar el proceso de extradición o estar de acuerdo en que lo extraditen.
No, yo estoy.
Let me finish, sir. Let me finish.
Déjeme terminar, señor.
If you waive extradition, you could be committed to the county jail up to 60 days. If they don't come back and get you, you will be released.
Si usted renuncia al proceso de extradición, usted podría estar en la cárcel del condado hasta 60 días y si ellos no lo vienen a buscar en esos 60 días, a usted lo pondrían en libertad.
If you contest extradition, then you could be committed to the county jail up to 90 days.
Si usted impugna o desafía el proceso de extradición, usted podría estar en la cárcel del condado hasta 90 días.
If the state of Pennsylvania does not come and get you during that time period, then you will be released.
Y si el estado de Pensilvania no lo viene a buscar durante ese tiempo, entonces a usted lo pondrían en libertad.
Any information you have to provide about your consulate needs to be provided to your family members and or your attorney, sir.
Cualquier información que usted tenga que suministrar con respecto al consulado, usted tiene que dársela a sus familiares o a su abogado, señor.
So again, my question to you is do you want to waive extradition or contest extradition?
O sea que una vez más, mi pregunta para usted es, ¿usted quiere renunciar al proceso de extradición o usted quiere desafiar o impugnar el proceso de extradición?
Sí, quiero impugnarlo porque yo quiero regresar al condado sin necesidad. Porque es mi interés regresar al condado. Porque
I want to contest because I want to go back to that county. I want to go back to that county.
Well, if you want to go back to the county, then you will be waiving extradition.
Si usted quiere regresar al condado, entonces usted estaría renunciando al proceso de extradición.
Yes.
That's correct.
Okay, so you will need to sign the copies of the waiver that the deputies will provide you with.
Ok, señor. Lo que usted necesita hacer es firmar las copias del formulario de descargo de renuncia que el alguacil le va a entregar.
Bien.
Okay,
Good.
deputies, do you have the waiver form?
What's your last?
Casado. C-A-S-A-D-O.
Yes, I have it, Your Honor.
Okay, so if you'll sign between 5 to 7 copies, sir,
Usted tiene que firmar entre 5 y 7 copias, señor.
and return those waiver forms to me for me to sign,
Y ellos me lo van a regresar a mí para que yo los firme.
and then your 60-day period will begin.
Y luego su periodo de 60 días comenzaría.
Do you understand, sir?
¿Entiende
Yes.
usted, señor?
Can say something else? Can I say something else?
Well, only if you have a question, sir.
Solamente si usted tiene alguna pregunta, señor.
No, it's something concerning my health. Well, actually, I have a serious problem with my health.
She has nothing to do with it.
But
See,
You have to talk to the
talk
CEO.
to the CO or the lawyer.
Yeah.
So step back and you're gonna sign these papers.
Okay, thank you.
Muchas gracias.
okay.
Okay. Okay, sir, if 1 minute, Ms. Bermudez, let me do the second one and then I'll do the second inmate requiring an interpreter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir, step forward for me, please.
Oh, I didn't think you wanted it.
Deputy, if you could, yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Sir, if you would state your full name for me?
Wade Jerome Davis.
Mr. Davis. Now, you heard me previously explain, your rights regarding your extradition.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me just clarify for you, specifically, you do not have charges pending against you here in Clayton County. You have been brought to court today because you have charges pending against you also in the state of Pennsylvania. And the state of Pennsylvania is requesting that you return for also a failure to appear regarding a warrant. I believe it's a felony. Were you aware that you had a pending charge in the state of Pennsylvania?
Yes, I was aware before I left the country. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Do you understand that Pennsylvania is requesting that you return to that state to answer the charges against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you already have an attorney representing you in the matter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, who's that attorney?
Larry Karnowski.
Okay. Okay. Is he also representing you in this extradition process?
Yes, I talked to him last night.
Oh, you talked to him last night?
Yeah.
Give me his last name is,
It's funny, like Krureski. It's a funny last name.
can you spell it?
K, just, I don't even know. KR, I don't even know how to spell it, man.
Okay, because if you are represented by an attorney, we cannot proceed forward with this hearing, and we would have to continue your case until you can get your attorney present for the extradition process. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have him for the extradition. I have him for the case in Pennsylvania.
Okay, well, I asked you, did you have him for the extradition? And you said yes.
I mean, sorry, I didn't understand correctly.
Okay, so he's not representing you in the extradition process.
No.
Okay, now do you understand that you are being charged with being a fugitive from justice?
Yeah.
Okay, now this hearing is being conducted under Georgia law. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Now, as I've previously explained, it is alleged that you're charged with a failure to appear for a felony charge, and the state of Pennsylvania would like to extradite you back to answer to those charges. You do have the choice as to whether you wish to contest the extradition or waive extradition and be returned to the other state without going through the formal extradition process. As I previously explained, if you decide to contest the extradition, then the state of Pennsylvania will have up to 90 days to come and transport you back to the state of Pennsylvania. If they do not come and transport you back within that 90-day period, then you will be released. If you decide to waive extradition, then the state of Pennsylvania will have up to 60 days to come and transport you back to the state of Pennsylvania. If they do not come and get you, then you will be released. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, if you decide to contest the extradition, you can only contest on 4 grounds. First, you will have to file what they call a writ of habeas corpus to contest the extradition. The writ can only contest 4 things. First is whether the extradition documents are in order, which means can they prove that they have a warrant that's outstanding for you in the state of Pennsylvania. Secondly is whether you are in fact charged with a crime that actually exists in the state of Pennsylvania. Thirdly is whether or not you're in fact the person named in the request for extradition. And fourth, whether you are in fact a fugitive from justice. Let me be clear, you cannot contest the issue of your guilt or innocence in the state of Georgia.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are also entitled to the advice of counsel in contesting extradition or deciding whether to waive extradition. Again, if the state is unable to extradite you within 90 days and you contest, you will be committed to the county jail for an additional 60 days until the extradition process is complete. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
So with respect to whether or not you wish to contest the extradition or waive the extradition, do you have any questions?
I have a question about the attorney. I didn't really understand my attorney. I talked to him last night for this specific matter to try to get the warrant lifted.
Well, you're not going to be able to get it lifted in this state, sir.
Okay.
You understand that? As again, you can't contest your guilt or innocence. You would have to go back to the state of Pennsylvania and have your attorney get it dismissed or resolve it in some way. You understand that? So if you're sitting in the county jail for 90 days, it's probably gonna make it difficult to get it lifted. So if you want to voluntarily go back, you're welcome to do so. Now, if you specifically you told me your attorney was not representing you in this, but if you specifically talked to your attorney about extradition, did you have a conversation with your attorney about extradition?
Yes, I did last night.
Okay, and did he provide you with any advice? You said he was not representing you.
Yeah, I mean, he provided me with, he was going to try to get them to lift the warrant in Pennsylvania so that I would be released here.
But they haven't done that, sir.
Okay.
So your only option again is to contest or waive the extradition and voluntarily return to the state, or you can contest the extradition.
Okay.
I said, or if you want your attorney, because he would have to be present here, I'm assuming you would have to make some arrangement with him to attend this hearing, which will be the same rights that I've given you today in terms of extradition. So that's up to you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what would you like to do?
Starting a waiver.
Okay.
Waiver.
Okay, so can you tell me in your own words what waiving extradition would mean?
It's me voluntarily going back there, and
Okay.
if they don't come get me within the 60 days, I'm released.
Okay. Correct. Exactly. Yes. So the deputies have the waiver forms for you to sign. So you'll need to sign those 5 to 7 copies. And once they sign them, then they will send them to me for me to sign. And then the extradition process of the 60-day process will begin. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Step in there and sign each form. One copy is yours. You serve the with me. Okay.
Okay, I believe we're ready for the second inmate that requires a Spanish interpreter. If you want to step forward to the camera for me, sir.
Acérquese a la cámara para mí, señor.
Okay. And if you would state your full name for me.
Diga su nombre completo para mí.
Leobardo Herrera Rubio.
Leobardo Herrera Rubio.
Okay, sir, you've been charged with one offense.
Señora, ¿usted se le acusa de un delito?
Specifically, you were charged with driving without a valid license.
Específicamente, a usted se le acusa de manejar sin licencia de conducir válida.
Your bond amount is $1,000.
La cantidad de su fianza es de $1,000.
Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
¿Entiende usted el cargo y también la cantidad de su fianza?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you know if you can make bond?
¿Sabe usted si puede pagar su fianza?
Sí, creo que sí.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Secondly, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 25th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Segundo, yo le programé su audiencia preliminar para el día 25 de julio del 2023 a las 8:30 de la mañana vía Zoom.
Do you understand that's your next court date, sir?
¿Entiende usted que esa es su próxima corte, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
Also, do you require the assistance of a court-appointed attorney?
Además, ¿necesita usted la asistencia de un abogado de oficio, un abogado nombrado por el tribunal?
Yo lo voy a buscar, de oficio, ¿no?
Repita.
Yo lo voy a buscar al abogado.
I'm going to hire an attorney.
Okay, do you want to see if you qualify for one? The court can appoint you one if you need it.
¿Usted quiere ver si usted califica para que le nombren uno? Porque la jueza le podría nombrar uno si usted lo necesita.
Está bien.
That's fine.
Okay, do you have a job?
¿Tiene usted empleo?
Sí.
Yes.
Can you give me an estimate of your monthly wages?
¿Me podría dar usted un promedio de cuánto gana usted por mes? ¿O un estimado?
3,200.
3,200. 3,200.
Okay. Okay, based on your income, sir, you do not qualify for a court appointed attorney, therefore you will have to hire your own.
Basado en su ingreso, señor, usted no califica para que le nombren un abogado de oficio y por esta razón usted tendría que contratar a su propio abogado.
Do you have any questions?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta?
Solo si voy a pagar ahorita para si voy a poder salir hoy.
Repita.
Solo para si puedo pagar ahorita para si puedo salir o no voy a salir.
Can I pay right now so I can be released today?
I will send over my order when I conclude the first appearance hearing. As soon as the order is processed, you should be allowed to bond out.
Yo voy a enviar mi orden tan pronto terminemos la audiencia de primera vista y tan pronto la orden sea procesada, a usted le deberían de permitir pagar su fianza.
But I will send over the order today.
Y yo voy a enviar la orden el día de hoy.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Okay, Ms. Bermudez, I believe, deputies, there are no other inmates that require a Spanish interpreter. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, Ms. Bermudez, thank you so much. You're free to go.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good weekend.
Okay.
I don't know where.
Okay, that we're gonna proceed forward with the female inmates, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Ms.
Okay.
Arthur, please, in front of the camera. He came from 7.
Are we ready, deputies?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you will state your full name for the record for me.
Again, Holcomb Arnold.
Okay, Ms. Arnold, 1 minute.
Seven.
Can you call?
Okay, and first, you said first name is Morgan, Morgon?
MORGAN.
Okay, they have GON, okay.
Yeah, they made a mistake.
Okay, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Your bond amount is $2,000. The second offense is giving a false name, address, or date of birth to a law enforcement official. Your bond amount is $1,500. Therefore, your total bond is $3,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I've scheduled a preliminary hearing for July 25th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
I would not like to waive it now.
Okay, no problem. And let me get your court-appointed counsel form here. It does, I have approved an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Is it too late?
I'm not-
You said you have I can't
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question.
here's a lot going on. But you said you have attorney to represent. You have I put that on the paper. Attorney
Yes,
to represent.
yes, based on your application, I have a court-appointed attorney to represent you.
Okay.
Okay, they'll be in contact.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Mhm. Okay, next inmate. State your full name for me.
Olamide Janai.
Spell that for me.
AMIDE
Your last name.
JINADU.
Okay, thank you. I got it now. Okay, and give me your middle name.
Aziza
Okay. You've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is driving under the influence of alcohol. Your bond amount is $3,500. Second offense is possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond amount is $1,000. Third offense, use or possession of drug-related items. Your bond amount is $1,000. Therefore, your total bond is $5,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 25th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing and keep it on the court's calendar? Would you like to waive it or keep it on the calendar?
Keep it on the calendar.
Okay, no problem. And then I have approved a court-appointed attorney for you based on your application. Do you have any questions? Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, give me your full name.
Tatiana Lee.
Okay, Ms. Lee, 1 minute. Okay, Ms. Lee, you've been charged with 1 count of aggravated stalking. Unfortunately, only a Superior Court judge can set bail for you today. Therefore, there is a no bond. Do you understand the charge as well as the no bond?
Yes.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. And then your bond hearing will be July 28, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand those 2 different hearing dates?
Yes.
And in light of your application here, I have approved a court-appointed attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay, state your full name for me.
Police Reed.
I didn't hear you.
Police Reed.
Reed, okay. 1 minute, Ms. Reed. I have first name Kellis, Kelis. Is that
It's
you?
Khalees. Yes, it's Khalees.
Okay, then that's me that is pronouncing it wrong. So you've been charged with several offenses. I'll give you each offense along with the bond amount.
Yes, ma'am.
First offense is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act with intent to manufacture, sell, distribute, and deliver. Your bond amount is $3,500. Second offense is possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond amount is $1,000. Third offense is knowingly operating a motor vehicle. Specifically, it has here that you had no insurance. So your bond amount for that is going to be $1,500. The fourth offense is driving a motor vehicle with an invalid or suspended registration. Your bond amount is $500. You also had tinted windows in violation of Georgia law. Your bond amount is $500. And you were also charged with littering. Your bond amount is $500. Therefore, your total bond is $7,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am. You said July 23rd?
July 26.
I'm sorry, okay.
July 26. And based on your application, I have approved the court-appointed attorney for you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if you'll state your full name for me.
Karen, I have a seat.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. One more time, just your last name.
More.
Moore, Miss Moore. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, Ms. Moore, you've been charged with one count of simple battery. Your bond amount is $2,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. Because this is considered a family violence matter, you're to stay away from the alleged victim in the case by the name of Robert Ellis. Stay away means, and no contact means directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You also cannot contact Mr. Ellis through a third person or go to his home or workplace. In addition, because the alleged incident occurred at Highland Willow Apartments, Clayton County, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And then you also cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. You understand these special conditions of your release?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, you did not complete the application for court-appointed counsel. It appears you needed assistance. I can do that right now. Just ask you a few questions. Do you have a job?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
I don't live in Georgia. I live in Illinois.
I'm sorry, you live where?
In Illinois?
Okay, in Illinois. Okay.
Yes. Am I able to go home?
Yeah, well, you must return for your court. If your preliminary hearing is July 25th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. I don't believe I gave you that. If you waive your preliminary, if you bond out, then your preliminary hearing will be automatically waived, and you will get a notice in the mail when to appear. So you'll need to make sure the court has your current address. You understand that?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. They have that. The next question is, Mr. Ellis worked at the airport. And I'm flying out.
Okay, Mr. Ellis, work at the airport. Well, you're not prohibited. The bond order doesn't prohibit you from going to the airport. If he works there, you need to stay, keep your distance, and as long as you have proof that you have a ticket and you were going to the airline, you should be fine. But if you see him, you need to go in the other direction. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Make sure you return for your court date. You don't want to get a failure to appear. You understand that?
I do.
Okay. Can you state your full name for me?
Armani Schumann.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your last name.
Armani Schumann.
Spell that for me.
SHUMAN.
Okay. 1 minute. You've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is simple battery. Your bond amount is $2,500. The second offense is stalking. Your bond amount is $2,000. Therefore, your total bond is $4,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is there's a no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Derek Williams. That means you must stay away, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact him through a third person or go to his home or workplace. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You also cannot violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand these special conditions of your release?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 25th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
No, ma'am, I don't want to waive it.
Okay, no problem. And then I have appointed an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
Ma'am,
Okay, thank you.
have a good one.
Thank you too.
Hello. Good afternoon.
I guess it is good afternoon. State your full name for me.
Jada Smith.
Okay, Ms. Smith, 1 minute. Okay, Ms. Smith, you've been charged with 1 offense of criminal damage in the 2nd degree. Your bond amount is $2,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order as well. Specifically, there's a no contact with the alleged victims in the case by the name of Isaiah White and Millicent Henry. Do you recognize those two names?
Yes.
Okay, that means you must stay away, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by telephone, by text message, by social media. You cannot contact these individuals through a third party or go to their home or workplace. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Secondly, you're not to return to the incident location identified as 5724-BF49 in Riverdale, on Riverdale Road, Atlanta, Georgia. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your primary residence?
No.
Okay. Also, you cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. Do you understand these special conditions of your release?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you understand the criminal damage, second degree, that's considered a felony in the state of Georgia. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, and then I have approved an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good luck, Ms. Smith.
All right, thank you.
Vice President.
Okay, we're ready for the mails.
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready.
Okay, 1 minute.
All right.
Okay, you bring forth the first mail here for me. And by the way, deputies, I'm going to have to do Mr. Caffey last because I just got his paperwork and I have to review it.
Okay, Your Honor. Yeah.
So I have to go off the record briefly to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir, give me your full name.
Charles Eddie,
Okay, spell that for me.
Charles Charles, Eddie, Adeyeri.
Okay, you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is driving under the influence. Your bond amount is $3,500. Second offense is too fast for conditions. Your bond amount is $500. Third offense is improper lane change. Your bond amount is $500. Therefore, your total bond is going to be $4,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I've also scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 25th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
July 25th. Yes, ma'am. Will I get an email about that? Like just like maybe paperwork?
You'll get mailed a notice.
Yes, ma'am.
Regarding your RAM, you've been charged with misdemeanors only, so this will be pending in state court. And then I have approved an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Martin,
Yes.
where was they in the go?
Okay, sir, state your full name for me.
Arvin Lonnie Anderson Chisholm.
Okay, Mr. Anderson, you've been charged with 4 offenses. First offense is brake lights, a turn signal required. Your bond amount is $500. You also was charged with possession of marijuana, less than an ounce. Your bond amount is $1,000. And then you have 2 separate counts of use or possession of drug-related items. Your bond amount for each is $1,000. Therefore, your total bond is $3,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
I believe so.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 25th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the course calendar? If you bond out, it'll automatically be waived. You want to leave it on the calendar? Okay, no problem. And then I have approved you a court-appointed attorney based on your application. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Next.
Right. Deputy, if you could adjust the camera so I can see his face. Okay. Will you state your full name for me?
Bill.
Okay, Mr. Bell, you've been charged with one offense of criminal trespass. It is considered a family violence charge. However, I've set bond for you for $2,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes.
Can you make bond?
Yes.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Ashley Jackson. Do you recognize that name?
Yes.
Okay, no contact means you must stay away. Absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a third person or go to her home or workplace. Secondly, because the alleged incident occurred at 8474 Taylor Road, Riverdale, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
Yes.
Okay, if it is, you will need to make other arrangements, sir, while you're out on bond as a condition of your release. However, I will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property at that location. Also, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand these special conditions of your release, sir?
Yes.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 25th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you want to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the course calendar? If you're not sure, then we can keep it on the calendar. If you bond out, it's automatically waived.
Yeah, I'm gonna bond out.
Okay. And then based on your application, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, you will have to hire your own attorney to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
So you step up.
Okay, state your full name for me, sir.
Jay Buckner.
Okay, Mr. Buckner, you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. The second offense is public indecency, indecent exposure. Third offense is loitering or prowling. With respect to the violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, I'm not authorized, it is considered a felony. I'm not authorized to set bail for you on that offense because it appears based on your criminal history that you're currently on active probation as of June 9th of 2021. The other amounts, the other charges were you get a preset bond on, which is the public indecency, which is $2,000. And then the loitering will be $1,000. However, because there's a no bond on the felony charge, you will not be released today. Do you understand that?
What happens from here?
So I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. That's your next court date. And then your bond hearing will be July 28, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand those 2 different hearing dates?
Yes, ma'am. On the other 2 charges, I'd gotten sick that afternoon and I was changing my clothes.
Okay.
Inside the car. I was inside my car.
Okay, sir, again, unfortunately, we're not here to try your case today. That's information that you can provide to your court-appointed attorney. I have, since it's a no bond, then I'm gonna go ahead and approve an attorney to represent you, okay?
I have a paid attorney.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I have an attorney. I wrote on my form.
You already have an attorney representing you?
We haven't signed papers yet, but yes, they agreed to take the case.
Okay, well, I'll just put one in place just in case, and if your attorney do enter notice of appearance, then the public defender will just withdraw, okay? Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, sir, state your full name for me.
Lawson.
Okay, you said Charles?
Lawson, Charles Timothy Lawson.
I didn't hear you, sir.
Charles Lawson, Charles Timothy Lawson.
You said Lawson?
Well,
Okay.
Lawson.
A Lawson.
Yeah,
Oh,
what?
you taking him in? I don't have a Lawson.
Julie,
You said-
he's on that. The next person should be Diaz.
I want it out.
It should be Davis.
I want it out.
Okay.
Judge
what-
West Bernard, I think Lawson is position 47, Charles Lawson.
Okay. Position 47. I have a Charles James Arthur. 1 minute. You said the next person should be Diaz?
Davis, Charles James Arthur.
That's what I have.
He's an OR bond.
Charles James Arthur's an OR bond?
Yes. So we should be having Davis next. We get him for you.
Yeah, we can take them in alphabetical order so I don't get confused here.
Davis. First name, Dwayne.
I thought we were at Diaz.
Yes.
Actually, we gave Buckner last. Davis. Wayne Davis.
Wait, see, I can get a jail list today. 1 minute. Miss Phillips, do you see him on the list? Because I don't see David.
Your Honor, you did him already. He was the one that was being extradited.
Oh, yes, I thought so. I only had one Davis. Wayne Davis. Sorry. That's right. That's what I thought. I only had one, the Wayne Davis that I did the extradition hearing for.
His name is Diaz.
So that's why I say we're on Diaz. Okay, you're Mr. Diaz?
Yes.
Okay, give me your first name, sir.
66, 05, 87, 22.
Your first name.
Jose Diaz. Jose Diaz.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so you've charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is loitering or prowling. Your bond amount is $1,000. The second offense is burglary. Your bond amount is $15,000. Therefore, your total bond is $16,000. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Can you make bond?
see, the first one, I didn't rob it.
Okay, we're not here. Let me just stop you. We're not here to try your case today. I just wanted to let you know that if you can make bond, that you will be prohibited from returning to the incident location identified as 6382 Old Dixie Highway, Jonesboro, Georgia, 30236. And you also cannot violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand the special conditions?
Yeah, but I never been there.
Okay, I've scheduled your next court date, sir, for July 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that?
Yeah.
And then you did not complete your court-appointed counsel application. Do you currently have a job?
No, when I move here.
Okay, well, I will approve an attorney to represent you in this matter.
Okay.
And that will conclude your first appearance hearing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. Sir, please state your full name for me.
Antonio Lorenz Dunn.
Okay, 1 minute, sir. Okay, sir, you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Your bond amount is $4,000. You also have a second count for violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Your bond amount is $4,000. And then a third offense of use or possession of drug-related items. Your bond amount is $1,000. Therefore, your total bond is $9,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond? Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I have a proven attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Okay, state your full name for me, sir.
Cortez folks.
Okay, spell that for me.
CORTEZ. FOWLKES.
Okay, I have you. Okay, so you've been charged with first name, middle name is O'Neill, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. The second offense is public indecency and indecent exposure. The third offense is loitering or prowling. You did get a preset bond on the public indecency. That amount is $2,000. And then the third offense, loitering, that amount is $1,000. However, because you're currently on active probation as of September 6th of 2022, I'm not authorized to set bail for you on the felony charge for violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. So therefore, you will not be released today. It's a no bond. Do you understand the charges as well as the no bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. And then your bond hearing will be July 28, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand those 2 different hearing dates?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then I have approved an attorney to represent you based on the no bond. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you.
He said.
Okay, state your full name for me.
Here he's Freeman.
Freeman, 1 minute. Mr. Freeman, you've been charged with 1 count of battery, family violence. Your bond amount is $3,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount? Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Dermani Allen. Do you recognize that name?
Yes,
Okay, no contact means you must stay away. Absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by telephone, by social media. You cannot contact her through a third person or go to her home or workplace. You understand that, sir?
So look, so the home.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Let me finish giving you your special condition. Okay. I'll allow you to ask question at the end, and I don't want to hear an explanation. So we're not here to try your case today. Secondly, because the alleged incident occurred at 6706 Sunset Hills Boulevard, Clayton County, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence, sir?
My house, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if it is, you'll need to make other arrangements. However, I will include a provision in my order that will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property at that location. Lastly, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand these special conditions of your release, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 25th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, sir?
July 23rd.
25th, July 25th.
All right.
Okay. And then you did not complete the court-appointed application. Do you not need an attorney to represent you?
No.
You said no? Okay, are you sure you don't want to have one in place? Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's your average monthly income? I'm sorry, you can just give me a range.
1,600.
Okay, so you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney. If you decide to hire your own counsel, you're welcome to do so, but at least you'll have one in place. That will conclude your first appearance hearing. Thank you, sir.
Step up, sir.
Okay, state your full name for me, sir.
Robert.
Okay, Mr. Lee is your middle name? Lee? I'm sorry, Lee is your middle name, correct? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, sir. I can't hear you, Mr. Hatton. Can you hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you. He's saying
Okay.
yes.
Okay, so you've been charged with 1 count of public indecency, indecent exposure. Your bond amount is $2,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount? You understand the charge, sir? Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 25th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, sir?
Yes.
Okay, and then you were unable to complete the court-appointed counsel form. Do you currently have a job?
No, I don't.
Okay, so I have approved an attorney to represent you. Okay, sir, good luck. Thank you.
Okay, so bro. Say last name, first name. James, Tony James.
Okay, 1 minute, Mr. James.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, y'all slide down.
Okay, Mr. James, you've been charged with several offenses. The first offenses is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Your bond amount is $20,000. The second offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $2,000. Third offense is possession of a firearm during a crime. Your bond amount is $5,000. Fourth offense is possession of a firearm by a felon. Your bond amount is $5,000. Therefore, your total bond is $32,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amounts? Okay, if you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Tammy Pitts. That means you must stay away directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by telephone, by social media. You cannot contact her through a third person or go to her home or workplace. Secondly, because the alleged incident occurred at 1 Woodstone Terrace, Mara, Georgia, 30260. You're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. In addition, you cannot violate any laws while out on bond. Do you understand these special conditions of your release?
Yes, ma'am.
And I saw a different address, so the Woodstone address is not your primary residence, correct?
No, ma'am.
And then I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and based on your application, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So I have approved an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions? Any questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, give me your full name, sir. Okay, it's your full name, sir.
Lousy.
Dawsey?
Lousy.
Lawson? Okay, you were there before. Okay. Sir, you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $2,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you make bond? Okay, if you're not sure, sir, if you can make bond, there will be special condition included on your bond order. There will be a stay away from the incident location identified as a crit trip located at 93 Upper Riverdale Road, Riverdale, Georgia, 30274. Is my understanding, according to the warrant, sir, that you have been given a no trespass warning. So you don't need to return to that location while you're out on bond. I've also scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 25th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, sir? July 25th?
Yeah, I'm going out yesterday, but it didn't go through.
I'm sorry, sir?
I got you the point. You point out yesterday, it didn't go through.
Somebody bonded you out?
I called, put the point on yesterday, said it pointed out yesterday.
Well, they can't bond you out before I said bond, so I've set bond for you now, so you should be able to bond out. And then you refuse to complete the court-appointed counsel form. Do you currently have a job?
No, I retired.
Okay, so I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No. So
okay, thank you.
when did I go to court?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, sir.
In the title of the court.
The title of the report?
Next time I go to court.
Oh, July 25th is your next court date. However, if you bond out, it's automatically waived and you'll get a notice when to appear for your arraignment, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Deputies, can you, ask Kurt? I have, Terrence Kurt, has he bonded out? Can you check?
I'm here.
Is that Mr. Kurt?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we need to take them in alphabetical order as I request, okay?
Come back in the cell real quick. I take you back. You want to take him back now? Where you going? You go back.
Wait.
I picked him up when I was in.
Okay, sir, state your full name for me.
Terrence Gerard Kirk.
Okay, I just want to make sure you didn't fall through the cracks, Mr. Kirk. I have that you've been charged with one charge of driving without a license. Your bond amount is $1,000. You did have a preset bond. So do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then can you make bond?
I can call someone. Can I pay with Apple Pay?
Well, I'm not certain, so that's something you're gonna speak to the jail about. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 25th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that's your next court date, sir?
You said July 25th?
Yeah, if you bond out, it'll automatically be waived. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then I see you didn't complete your court-appointed counsel form. You refuse. Do you not need an attorney to represent you in this matter?
You can give me
sure?
one. You can give me one, but
Okay. Do you currently have a job?
yes, ma'am.
Okay,
I
what's an estimate of your monthly wages?
Probably 32 a year a month.
Okay, 3,200?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in that case, you don't qualify, so you would have to hire your own attorney. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, sir, give me your full name.
My name is Carleon Matthew.
Okay, 1 minute, Mr. Matthew. You've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Consider family violence. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount or charge? I'm sorry, you only have 1 charge.
500.
1,500. That's your bond.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that? You understand the charge and your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know if you can make bond?
Yes, ma'am. They were.
Okay, if you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. This is considered a family violence charge, sir. Therefore, you're to stay away from the alleged victim in the case by the name of Alicia Stepp. That means you must, you can have no direct or indirect contact by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by telephone, by social media. You cannot contact her through a third person or go to her home or workplace. Secondly, you're not to return to the incident location identified as 675 Redland Drive, Jonesboro, Georgia. Is that your primary residence?
You said I can't return to it?
No, you cannot return to it. So it's considered, your charge is considered family violence.
Right.
Okay, so we want to prevent things from escalating between you and the alleged victim. Therefore, if that's your primary residence, you'll need to make arrangements to stay elsewhere. However, I will include a provision in the order that will allow you to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release to retrieve any undisputed personal property at that location. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, you cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. Do you understand these special conditions of your release, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 25th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Keep it on the calendar.
Okay, and then based on you refuse to complete your court-appointed application, do you not require the assistance of an attorney, sir?
I do need an attorney. I have no job.
Okay, do you have a job? Okay, so you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions? Thank you.
No, the elevator is still not working.
Okay, state your full name for me.
Harry McCann.
Okay, Mr. McCants, you've been charged with 4 offenses. The first offense is use in possession of drug-related items. Excuse me. Your bond amount is $1,000. Second offense is possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond amount is $1,000. Third offense is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Your bond amount is $4,000. Fourth offense is tampering with evidence. Your bond amount is $2,000. Therefore, your total bond is $8,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Maybe. Not sure.
Okay, no problem. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I have appointed an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Hold on, man. Hey, walk on the right side of the highway.
Okay, state your name for me.
Ryan McKenzie, please.
Okay, sir.
Y'all changing the system?
Okay, deputies, if we can keep the background noise down.
Okay. All right. It's sorry.
I'm gonna wait for y'all to finish. I'm not gonna continue to try to talk over you guys, so. Okay, sir, you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is, and for the record, Ms. Phillips, these need to be added to the calendar, but I do have the actual warrant for them, so I'm gonna read each charge. And then I'll, along with the warrant number.
Okay.
Okay, the first charge, sir, is sexual battery.
Yep.
The warrant number is 2023 CW 53299. You have a charge also of sodomy, sir. Your bond amount, I'm sorry, your warrant number is 2023 CW 53300. And then there's a third charge of enticing a child for indecent purposes. Warrant number 2023 CW 53301. In light of the circumstances of this case, sir, I am denying bond to you today. Do you understand the charges as well as the no bond?
Yes.
I've also scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that's your next court date, sir?
Yes.
And then your bond hearing will be July 28, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. So you understand those 2 different hearing dates?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then you did not complete the court-appointed counsel form, but based on the no bond, I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you. If you decide to hire your own attorney, sir, then the public defender will withdraw. You understand that?
I have an attorney.
You have an attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Already hired one?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna hire your own? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, no problem, sir. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, sir, state your full name for me.
Craig Smith.
Okay, deputies, I'm waiting on y'all. Okay, sir, you've been charged. I need for him to state his full names, deputy, so you'll need to take it out of mute briefly.
Craig Bernard Smith.
Okay, Mr. Smith, you've been charged with 1 count of rape. Due to the nature of the charge, only a Superior Court judge can set bail for you today. Therefore, there's a no bond. Do you understand the charge as well as the no bond?
Ma'am. I understand the no bond, but I don't understand the charge.
Okay, would you like me to read the particulars in the warrant, sir?
No, ma'am. I don't understand. There shouldn't have been a warrant because
I understand that, but I do have a warrant. And so if you're telling me you don't understand the basis for the charge, then I will have no choice but to read the warrant. Because this is your first appearance hearing. So if you're telling me you don't understand, it's one thing to say you disagree with the circumstances, but if you're saying that you have no idea why for the charge, then I will have to read you the charge. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
It's in the warrant, because that's based on the probable cause as to why you're being held. You understand that?
Well, I just didn't know that was a warrant, ma'am, because I was called to come down to a precinct and I went down there. So,
Okay, well, I'm sure they discussed with you the probable cause leading to your arrest, or did they not?
yes, ma'am.
You can disagree with it, but if they did not discuss the probable cause with you, then it's my job to make sure you are informed about what you're being charged with and the reason why.
Yes, ma'am. I am aware of that, ma'am. Your Honor.
Okay. And then with respect to your first hearing date, your next hearing date is going to be July 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. And then your bond hearing will be July 28, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. So the purpose of that July 26 is to see if there's enough probable cause or is there sufficient evidence to continue to detain you? So that's what the purpose of your preliminary hearing is. You understand that?
So I won't be able to get a bond until the 26th, Your Honor.
Well, your bond hearing is the 28th. If there's not enough probable cause to hold you, then then July 26th will be the first date you will be able to appear before a judge again. You understand that? July 26th.
Even if I get a lawyer, Your Honor,
Yeah, even if you get a lawyer, your next court date is July 26th. Okay. And then based on the no bond, I know you indicated that you have a job, but based on the no bond, I'm going to go ahead and approve an attorney unless you already have an attorney to represent you in this matter, sir.
no, ma'am.
You don't have an attorney?
No, ma'am. I wasn't explained stuff when I went to the place, and I wasn't told anything. I just went down there and just said he needed to speak with me. So I didn't get an attorney or anything.
Well, sir, you keep saying you wasn't explaining anything, but you must have some basis. When you say you wasn't explaining anything, it concerns me because I have a warrant here that's very detailed about the reasons why you're being held on the charge. So if you're saying they didn't explain that to you, again, I'm more than welcome to do that.
No, it explained to me when I gotten down there.
Okay,
that's
it.
Okay. Okay, well, I've appointed an attorney to represent you. Okay, good luck, sir.
First last name. This is your speaking to the camera. First name, last name.
Macio Williams.
Hey, Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams.
Yeah, are you?
Okay. Spell your first name for me, sir.
E'_MASEO.
Okay, I just want to make, because I have two Williams, I want to make sure I had the right one. So you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is possession of a firearm by a felon. Your bond amount is $5,000. Second offense is obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Your bond amount is $2,000. Third offense is giving a false name, address, or date of birth to a law enforcement official. Your bond amount is $1,500. Therefore, your total bond is $8,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I have appointed an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, give me your full name, sir.
Llewellyn Robert Williams.
You said Williams?
Yes, Llewellyn Robert Williams.
Okay. Sir, you've been charged with several offenses. The first offense is giving a false name, address, and date of birth. Your bond amount is preset at $1,500. The second offense, identity fraud. I'm not authorized to set bail for you today, but because as of January 9th of 2019, you were placed on a 5-year probation. So it appears your probation is still active, sir.
That's my
I understand you. I can just tell you what I have here. So because it's still active, I'm not authorized by law to set bail for you today on the felony charges. So it's going to be the identity fraud. You were also charged with financial transaction card fraud. So there's a no bond on that one. You was also in possession allegedly of drug related items. Your bond amount for that is $1,000. You were also charged with lottery or prowling. Your bond amount for that is $1,000. And then you were also charged with tampering with evidence. That is considered a felony as well. So it's a no bond on those three felonies that you were charged with. Do you understand the charges as well as the no bond, sir?
The probation one is my brother. I got twin brother. I be going through this every time I come to Clayton County. We both have the same name, but we're not the same person. My brother
Okay,
is-
well, you can have your attorney. You didn't complete your court-appointed counsel form, but since it's a no bond, I'll go ahead and approve a court-appointed attorney to represent you. If you don't already have an attorney, do you already have an attorney?
No,
Sir, do you already have an attorney?
ma'am.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and approve a court-appointed attorney to represent you, and then if they want to seek a reconsideration of your bond based on the fact that you're contending that this active probation doesn't exist, then they're more than welcome to do so. You understand that?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
I'm down, man.
Hello, sir. Give me your full name.
Dominique Anthony Willis.
Okay, 1 minute, Mr. Willis.
Yes, one.
Okay, Mr. Willis, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is lottery or prowling. Your bond amount is $1,000. The second offense is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Your bond amount is $3,500. Therefore, your total bond is $4,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 26, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
Where would it be held at?
Via Zoom,
On a computer?
via Zoom.
If I don't have a computer, how do I attend?
You don't have a computer? Did you complete your court-appointed counsel form?
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
so.
see one there for you. That's why I asked.
Would there be paperwork when I get bonded out to explain to me exactly how to do it?
Well, that's what I was saying. If you have an attorney, your attorney will get notice. Do you currently have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how much do you make a month?
1,000, like
Okay.
1,000, 1,600.
Okay, so you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So I will appoint an attorney to represent you, and then your attorney, we send a court-appointed form to the public defender's office, so they'll be able to represent you in the preliminary hearing on July 26th. Okay, if you bond out. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, I'm just making sure that all the information, I have a copy of the information on how to make it to my phone.
Well, the only thing I can do is forward the information to your attorney. The court-appointed attorney will reach out to you. Okay, sir.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You know, you good. Go ahead, step up there.
Okay, I think we just have one inmate left. It's going to be Mr. Caffey. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Caffey right here.
I'm gonna have to go off the record to briefly review it, but to review his documents. What about, I have a warrant here for Alexandro Baston. Is he present?
Baston,
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was unaware of him on my sheet.
Well, can you see, I didn't get an order form. I don't know if he's bonded out. Can you find out? I can give you his LE number. Deputies.
Yeah, go ahead with the number, Yana.
It's gonna be 225-1130.
Baston.
Yeah. And I didn't have it's just a simple charge of driving while unlicensed. So I don't know if he bonded out already or.
Okay, I see it. He's not active in our sheet. He's not active.
He's
So I
not
guess,
active?
he's not here no more.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to confirm that. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, give me a few minutes and I'll come back on the record to do the first appearance for Mr. Caffey.
All right.
Thank you. And deputies, we're back on the record here.
All right.
Okay, we have Mr. Caffey. You can step forward for me, please. Okay, Mr. Caffey, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $2,000. The second offense is theft by shoplifting. Your bond amount is $1,500. Therefore, your total bond is $3,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amounts?
No, ma'am, I don't.
You don't understand? What do you don't understand? The criminal trespass or the theft by shoplifting?
And still by shoplifting, I haven't never stolen in my life.
Okay, according to the warrant, sir, it states that the said offender committed the offense of shoplifting when he removed an alcoholic beverage, specifically a King Cobra malt liquor valued at $229 from the. Let me finish, sir. Do not interrupt me, sir. Do not interrupt me. Be respectful.
Yes, ma'am.
You asked the question, I'm answering the question. Okay. It specifically states, it says from the business without paying for it and bypassing all points of sale. The said offender was seen on the store camera taking the beverage out of the business. The said offender was drinking the beverage upon police making contact with him in the parking lot of the business. This incident occurred in Clayton County, Georgia. That's the basis and the probable cause for the theft by shoplifting charge. Sir, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for July 25th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. And then if you, I don't have your, see if I can locate your court-appointed counsel form. Do you currently have a job?
No, ma'am, I'm disabled. I receive Social Security.
Okay, well then I will approve a court-appointed attorney to represent you in the case. And that will conclude your first appearance hearing for today. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. I'm good?
You are it.
Okay.
All right, Your Honor.
Okay, that concludes the calendar for today, Deputy, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a nice day.
Oh, I'm sorry, the extradition. Can someone send those over to me?
Yes, we'll get it sent over to you
Okay, within the hour?
within the next, yes, within the next 5 minutes.
Okay, okay,